I'm so excited to be here. It really is great to be back on this stage. Now, before I talk about those awesome new devices you just saw, let me start with the why. Back at Build 2023, I talked about the outside AI application structure, where AI moves from operating within the application frame to operating globally, working across multiple apps and services to connect, coordinate, and maintain context across entire workflows, devices, and timescales. What if there were an ecosystem of devices specifically designed for that new type of application structure, for those types of agents, for that transformational interaction technology? That is the impetus behind Project Solara. But with so many possible forms, which one do you pick? What is the next device? You see, the big aha for us is that it's not about choosing one specific form factor. It is about creating a system that extends your agent across a constellation of devices. The next computer is not one device. It is all these devices working together as one system, with agents showing up closer to where and when you need them. To realize this vision, two challenges immediately show up. First, many specialized form factors already exist, but often rely on custom one-off apps and fragmented stacks that are difficult and expensive to build, deploy, and maintain. And second, across every industry, people and organizations are already building their own agents, deeply specialized and instrumented for their work. But the impact of those agents is constrained by how and where they can exist. Project Solara addresses both by giving organizations a way to extend their agents onto new, purpose-built, easy-to-manage form factors designed to reach the nooks and crannies where conventional computers either do not exist or are not optimal. It's a turnkey solution for building unique agent-first devices enabled by three pillars. First, it's enterprise-ready, enabled by the AOSP-based Microsoft Device Ecosystem Platform. Second, it has an agent-driven interaction model with just-in-time UI that adapts to the form factor. And third, it has extensibility so you can bring your own agents. And tying it all together is Azure, unifying the system across cloud and device. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's talk about the devices. Today we're previewing two very broad categories. The first is stationary and the second is portable. The first device is designed for your desk and it's built on MediaTek silicon. With Hello for Business, just walking up to the device securely signs you in, giving you direct access to your agents, just like Nathan's about to show you here. For the information worker, this means frictionless yet protected access to Microsoft 365 Copilot grounded in WorkIQ. And with a simple glance, it surfaces what matters next in your workday, helping you think, plan, and even act by delegating tasks to your agents with a simple tap or just using your voice. Think of it as a dedicated, secured ambient device for work. It even supports experiences like handoff between devices, acting as a companion to your existing Windows PC. Or it can even let you access your cloud PC through Windows 365 and a connected monitor. How cool is that? Now, the second device is portable. It's reimagining a wearable that millions of people use every day, the Access Badge. Built using Qualcomm silicon for wearable, this digital badge is a lightweight form factor designed for agent interactions on the go. And then it's adaptable across a variety of verticals and workflows. All right, I have here an early prototype of the badge. And so, thanks. And using my fingerprint, I tap to unlock the device, and I have access now to all my agents in a secured manner. And would you look at that, I already have a task. And it says, gather content for your social media post for today. So why not just do it right now, right? So I'm gonna hit record, and then now the device's camera is recording. I'm going to pan across. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take your shots. Yes, thank you. Copilot, find some good shots from this, clean them up, and then send them to me for me and my team to review. All right. And then there you have it. Now my agent's off, running through multiple tasks to actually clean this up and send them to me and the team. That's pretty cool. Thanks. Okay, I know it's a simple demo, but it's all agent-driven, and there are so many verticals, so many opportunities. I mean, for example, imagine in healthcare, from the moment you pick up the device, the right agent shapes the experience around the role and the workflow, helping with check-ins, patient records, and critical insights, all through enterprise-grade secure access. And with the built-in microphones, the nurse can start a hands-free voice-based documentation, including diarization and annotation. And the side-facing camera can be used to verify and document patient vitals, or even scan in medications and help verify workflows. You know, these are just a few examples of how this small, purpose-built wearable can bring intelligence directly into the flow of patient care, helping nurses access and gather and even act on information while staying present with the patient. And while both the stationary and portable concept devices represent a specific expression of agent-first devices, their core reference hardware and software are designed to be highly flexible. I mean, just with a few changes, loading a different agent, adjusting the shape, the screen size, the sensors, or even input methods, the same foundation, the same software can be adapted for many verticals and workflows, such as retail, industrial, hospitality, financial service, legal, and so forth. I mean, that is the power of the platform, that flexibility. So whatever your scenario, there are thousands of untapped opportunities to bring agent workflows into places where computing has not naturally fit before. And while this is an early look, we're really excited that AccuWeather, Best Buy, CVS Health, Levi's, Target, and others are working towards exploring how specialized agents and devices can improve their workflows. This is the broader opportunity for the ecosystem. Agents moving outside the app and taking shape in devices designed for a specific scenario, a specific customer, and a specific place. And for all of you, this is the moment to imagine where your agents should live, what form they should take, and what new work they can unlock. Last week, Satya sat down with Cristiano Amon from Qualcomm to discuss this future. Let's roll a video.
Cristiano, it's so wonderful having you here at Device Lab and to talk about these new reference designs.
Very happy to be here. I have been to this Device Lab a lot recently.
You know, one of the things that you and I have chatted for a while is how there's a real platform shift. We're moving from building operating systems, devices for apps to agents. You want to talk a little bit about how you see this?
Yeah, absolutely. And every generation of technology transition was in a shift. And I think this one seems to be a very big one. Agents really changes the whole nature of the device in itself, starting with the fact that if the AI understand the world the way we understand it, it's going to be closer to our senses. It's going to be closer to our eyes, to our mouth, to our ears. It's going to be things that we wear. And it's changing the nature of the computing. I think you need a computing that is now geared towards real-time context and from silicon to cloud.
I mean, this is sort of one of the reference designs we have, which I love. There's stuff happening at the edge here on this device. There's things on the cloud. You want to talk a little bit about the core systems and silicon implications for such a new ecosystem?
You need a very power efficient CPU. The whole silicon is designed for you to have a cloud native experience. And then you have a lot of sensors.
Right.
A lot of sensors for context. It's a much more personalized and bespoke experience than an app in itself. And I think that's changing the nature of devices. And even the definition of a wearable platform is changing in itself. And you started to see those incredible new form factors.
That computing platform, one of the things that you and I have talked a lot about is how do you build it such that there is an open ecosystem, right? Because it's not about one agent. It's about any agent.
This is what makes it very, very interesting and exciting. Because the smartphone today is at the center of your digital life, the job of those devices today is to be extending the functionality of the smartphone. And because of that, you actually saw that many of those platforms became vertical. It was a natural thing to have a vertical platform from the same company because the phone was at the center. That changes dramatically
Right.
when you think about agents. And agents becomes the center of your digital experience. And I think the industry is going to be looking for an open horizontal platform that actually enable the agents to be interacting with the best possible device for different applications. And I think that's what's exciting.
And we want to make it possible for anybody who is thinking of an agentic system to not just be bound to current devices, but to imagine that there can be many, many devices that carry that intelligence in different contexts. And so that's the open ecosystem we want to build together. And again, it's so great to be partnered with you to get this started.
That's awesome. We're very proud of this partnership, and that's just the beginning.